Hey there guys, Roxas holder here, and today first off I want to say I'm sorry for the lack of uploads recently. A lot's been going on here with me and you, Joe. Obviously you, Joe's not going to be uploading for a while, but anyways, today we're going to be talking about something that I'm probably going to have getting a lot of hate for. Five Nights at Freddy's. Now the fourth game just recently came out, and it took seeing all the little mini games in the fourth game to realize that the Five Nights at Freddy's series isn't really all that it's cracked up to be. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, I'll leave the link to the video of all the mini games in the description below. But one of the mini games basically shows for I'm gonna say middle schoolers or so, picking up a little kid and putting his head into the mouth of the Fredbear animatronic, or as everyone else knows it as, Golden Freddy, and the kid's head was bitten by the Golden Freddy animatronic and it killed him. People are calling that the people who see this are basically saying that is the bite of 87. Now, there are multiple issues with that. First off, if we remember correctly, a victim of the bite of 87 survived the bite somehow. Second of all, only the frontal lobe was bitten from the victim, whereas in the mini game, the kid's whole head was bitten. Another thing is, in 1987, the events of the Five Nights at Freddy's games, the Fredbear or Golden Freddy and the Spring Bonnie or Springtrap animatronics were already retired for them being dangerous. And that was my phone, I apologize. And they moved on to the toy animatronics already. They had already been to the the spring suits and the first models of the original animatronics we see in Five Nights 1. And so it'd be it'd make more sense if it were one of the toy animatronics in the cutscene, but it is not. So yeah, there are a few things here. One, if it is the bite of 87 if Scott is saying that yes, this is the bite of 87, then that's a problem on his part, because that's just a continuity error there. But if he just made up an entirely new bite to go from Fredbear's or whatever, then that's just bad writing. Either way, that's bad story writing right there, because just pulling a bite that you never even mentioned out of nowhere and putting it in the game like that's not okay. That's really not okay. Also, with how the story of the game is told, the story of the game is told through basically Easter eggs. That's bad storytelling, because it means the player has to go out of their way in order to get the story behind the games, which that's bad. That's just bad storytelling right there. Another thing I realized is that the story itself isn't really, the story itself is okay, but it's nothing really to write home about. Five kids are someone who worked for a basically Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, takes five children in the back room and kills them, and then they haunt the animatronics on stage. That's basically it. Also, oh fuck, dropped something anyways. Also, fuck, what was I going with? I know I was thinking of something. Oh yeah, but with the whole bad storytelling thing, bad storytelling and bad writing in things like a book, a movie, or a TV show, that's bad, because it gets you out of the story. But if it happens in a video game, in my opinion, that's worse, because you're playing the game, you're playing through the story, or so yourself, you're playing the game, so the story would be affecting you more as a player than it would if you were just watching it like you would a movie or a TV show or reading it like a book. Now, when it comes to storytelling, I'm kind of a writing snob at this point. After all the crap that I've seen, modern SpongeBob, I'm probably gonna talk about modern animation in some time in the future. That's stuff I usually don't tackle, but I know that. But it's just stuff I have to get off my chest, and you guys are the way I do so. I'm sorry. But yeah, gameplay-wise, Five Nights at Freddy's is really simple. It's basically just point and click. Point, click, watch for singing animals. There. And the horror aspect of it, really, at first I thought what little scare factor came from the story or the game was from the story, but after just recently thinking about the story, I realized that is not the case. And the only real scares that you get from the game is a cheap jump scare, which, let's be honest, jump scares are kind of blah. The only way you're gonna get a long term scare out of it is if you're afraid of being alone in a building at night, or if you're scared of animatronics, which the only people that are really scared of animatronics really are people who went through the dark ages of animatronics back in like the 70s or 80s or whatever. I dropped something here a second ago and I'm trying to fucking pick it up. Fuck. Anyway, so Five Nights at Freddy's, all together with the mediocre to bad writing and storytelling, the super simplified gameplay. Now, normally simple gameplay isn't a bad thing if it's executed well, and the way that's executed in the Five Nights at Freddy's series is just mediocre at best. It's tolerable with the kind of game it is. I can understand it. And also, the horror factor you get out of this, like I said, unless you're afraid of being alone in a building at night, or if you're afraid of animatronics, I don't see you getting a real scare out of it besides jump scares that last a couple seconds. Now, if you agree with me, please let me know in the comments below. If you don't agree with me and you want to cuss me out or anything like that, I'm game. Come at me, bruh. Come at me. But yeah, I just need to get this off my chest because it's something that I've been meaning to do since I saw all the mini games from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Again, if you want to know what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link to the video that I saw it from in the description below. Oh, and yeah, feel free to like or dislike this video. I don't really care what you guys think of my opinion on Five Nights at Freddy's. It's my opinion. But apparently having an opinion on the internet has become taboo, so come at me, bruh. Oh man, why do I keep saying that? I feel stupid for saying that. Anyways, I'll try to get back to some of my usual stuff, like my usual content later on. Maybe I might talk more about Kingdom Hearts later on. I haven't really talked about Kingdom Hearts in a while. I'm thinking about making another top 10 list. God, I can't remember the last time I did one of those. Anyways, so thank you all so much for watching. And if you like this video and do not hate my guts for her bad-mouthing Five Nights at Freddy's, please hit that like button. If you want to see more content from me, or eventually you, Joe, when he gets his ass around to doing it, hit that subscribe button to keep to keep updated. If you have anything to say to me about this or anything else, leave in the comments below. This has been Roxas Holder of the Keyblade Hunters, and I am signing out. Peace.